Okay, so I'm not a real restaurant type person too much. I've worked in them for years, and thank God I worked in some great ones, but in restaurants and cocktail lounges. But I prefer to cook, honestly, and it's interesting when you're delivering food, or on occasion you go get a bite to eat somewhere. Thank God I know a lot of people in the food and beverage business, so I know what and who to trust, and I'm always welcome in their restaurants and whatever. And did you see that little dog in the back of that red car? Hi, dear. So cute.
Slightly pick him up.
Yeah, it is real cute. But anyway, it's funny how he wants to ride in the back like that. Usually they want to ride like under your feet and stuff while you're trying to hit the brake or the accelerator pedal. But anyway, so it makes it very interesting when you check on local restaurants or restaurants in the area you're delivering or you like to go to see the notifications on the Board of Health inspections. Now, I've been through some Board of Health inspections on my own restaurants and cocktail lounges before, and other people's restaurants and cocktail lounges, and yeah, they can get pretty tough and get pretty nitpicky, and they don't give you advance notice. And for some reason, some people are getting advance notice. I don't know what the deal is with that, because they spend a lot of time trying to clean up and cover up and all that stuff, so they're ready when the inspector comes in. But I mean, it's really important to have a clean and safe restaurant at all times, not just when the inspector's coming in. So I'm going to go over a few places with you in the state of Florida that were just recently closed, last week or something?
This month.
For the month of December, that were intriguing. And one of them is a really intriguing story of how they tried to get out of it. So, and one is a repeated. Go ahead and name that first one.
Cafe Bienville.
Okay, now that is a place out at Niceville, Valparaiso, Florida, that has recently been renovated in the last year. It was another place, I think it was Cafe New Orleans or something before that.
Oh,
and
look.
It was just a bar. Oh my gosh,
Look.
here's the pro
Speak of
beggar.
the devil.
The pro beggar again. Oh my gosh. He wasn't at Dollar General this morning. He's late.
Wow.
I guess he's working this corner. He heard it was better. So anyway, Cafe Bienville, I think it was like something New Orleans or something. And it was like a little house on the corner, and it was into a bar and barely a restaurant before it was closed. And then they completely gutted it. I mean, to the walls, gutted it, and redid it. Spent some time doing that. And then when they reopened, I know somebody tried to go over there and get a job, and they were really snotty and nasty about it. And it was supposed to be kind of a fine dining thing and all that. And it's just a little tiny little place. But the previous, when it was New Orleans or Mardi Gras or whatever it was called over there,
I can't remember what it was.
It had repeatedly French Quarter it was called. It had repeatedly been closed down for violations. And so, amazing. And I mean, if you don't believe me, look it up on the internet. But they did not do well. And I think a lot of the reason it was closed and reopened under a different business name, doing business as or something, because it just reopened, boom. It was pretty amazing. After they gutted it, they like instantly had business. And it's an odd area. It's like in a neighborhood. It's not like in a commercial district or anything like that. But anyway, go ahead and read off what had happened to that Bienville, which formerly was
the French Quarter.
French Quarter, a little bar and some kind of food, something.
the Cafe Bienville was cited for 14 total high priority, immediate, intermittent, and basic violations during a routine visit by state inspectors on December 4th.
Of 2019.
Yes. The restaurant was able to reopen later in the day on December 4th after meeting inspection standards. One high priority violation came from approximately 40 rodent droppings under the counter, on the floor beneath the soda station and the cash register.
Holy, so this place just reopened. They gutted it. They gutted it all the way out to the outer walls, okay? Now go ahead.
Another high priority violation came from having a toxic substance or chemical stored by food after inspectors found a sanitizer bucket on the table used for food prep. Two of the restaurant's high priority violations came from an employee who handled soiled dishes or utensils, then handed clean dishes or utensils without washing hands in between. The report also said an employee touched a bare body part, then engaged in food preparation and handling of clean equipment and utensils. The employee had touched their face, hat, with bare hands and proceeded to prepare food.
Now, why do people not know this when they're working food and beverage? Why is it you do not know that you don't scratch your nose, play under your hair, scratch your butt, and then turn around and pick up clean dishes and lay them on a table or something, or handle food, or pick up salad or something? Why is it you don't know this? You know, I mean, it shouldn't even be done in your own house.
3 violations pertain to how food was held, with a variety of sandwich meats and dressings and cheese held at a temperature almost 20 degrees higher than required, 41 degrees Fahrenheit.
Now this is really important, because you cannot leave milk products out in like pork and chicken things, because they go bad very, very quickly. That's why there are standards for hot and cold, because it will make you viciously sick, okay? So it is apparent that several people have become ill from eating there. This is what I'm thinking. And they've reported it to the Board of Health several times until they come down to inspect it, which is a big deal in that particular area, to try to get a hold of Board of Health and all that kind of stuff. I think it comes out of Tallahassee, which is miles and miles away. Okay, so go ahead.
For up to 2 hours. 2 containers of feta cheese were also cited for having been in use more than 7 days after they were opened. Inspectors were able to reopen the restaurant on December 4th when they returned to find just 4 basic violations.
And the day they got hit was when?
December 4th.
On the same day?
Yep, they reopened on the same day.
They really let them reopen.
Yep.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. You know they'll be back real soon.
The second restaurant goes at the name of Jersey Mike's Subs in Destin, Florida.
Destin, Florida. Now this is, I believe, a franchise, and you have to keep certain standards in order to hold a franchise. That's part of your contract, whether you bought into it or you're operating under it. There's certain things you have to do according to the contract before they yank your name off your building, because you're defacing their name if you don't do right. Now, Jersey Mike's, I know someone that manages one, and they have a thing about, they go in real early in the morning, like 4 in the morning or something, and start cooking all the meats. They'll cook like a whole turkey, a whole ham, all this kind of thing. And they're real sticklers on how their food is prepared. Their subs are supposed to be prepared fresh, cooked, all this kind of stuff. And so they're real sticklers on this. And this is shocking, especially in the city of Destin, Florida, which is like Beverly Hills, California. Destin is real hoity-toity thing, you know. And I'm really surprised to hear this name on here, okay? So go ahead.
was closed on December 2nd after 2 high-priority violations were discovered. The first high-priority violation was for the presence of insects, rodents, and other pests after live ants were observed in the dining area in a steady line from the front door to the garbage can.
Okay, now that can be, fire ants, whatever, coming inside because they will come quick. If you don't keep it clean and you don't keep the trash taken out, you don't clean the floor, you don't have it sprayed often enough, this can be a real problem. And a lot of it comes from the outside of a building. It doesn't make a difference if a restaurant, your house, or what it is. Fire ants and ants are kind of a big thing in Florida. As long as you keep it clean, it's great. I knew some people that were neighbors of mine that literally kept their trash outside the front door, which is really offensive. They would literally come outside and empty it into a trash can. It's like, what are you doing? And this is in a complex. And, it was like, you can't walk to the trash can to take it to the big dumpster, But you want to put it outside houses because she could never stop the bugs because they didn't spray and they didn't clean and they never took the trash out all the time. In Florida, you pretty much have to take it out every day. So go ahead.
Another high priority violation was found when roach activity was present, with 13 live roaches observed by inspectors. 7 were under the cook line make bar, and 6 were on the pipes and wall behind the stove.
Now here's the problem. It happens just when the inspector's there. But let me tell you, if you see one roach, there's like 500 more. So it does not look very good if they see several in just moments. The place is really badly infested. You really need to shut it down, get it cleaned up, and have it sprayed a few times before you operate with food because it's just nasty. These things walk through the food. Okay, go ahead.
On December 4th, Jersey Mike Subs filed a out-of-business request with the State of Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation.
Okay, so now this tells me, correct me if I'm wrong, this tells me that they withdrew willingly under the Jersey Mike name, and I'm thinking a lot of it's because of the franchise agreement, because it might be a gigantic violation of the franchise agreement, so they had no choice but to withdraw and probably lose the purchase of the franchise. But they definitely lose the ability to use that franchise name if they can't keep the place clean. And, there are some places that are just bad. You might have, a Korean restaurant next to you, and man, it's full of rats the size of cats. You don't know. It just might need to move the relocation. It may not mean that everybody's dirty in the place. Maybe it's just the building is just a waste. You can only gut and spray so many times. But if they failed so many times, they willingly withdrew. And that is so pitiful. Can you imagine having to shut the doors like that? Or did they get the option to withdraw or take violation and penalties and fines? What was it? Is the food inspector so bad that they just gave up? And I said, forget it. What do you think? Okay, so it's permanently closed in Destin at this point, from what this says.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the rest there?
That's it.
That's it? So there you go. 2 restaurant closings in Upper Florida. Shame. All right, I'll talk to you later. You have a great one.